All right, hey, good afternoon. Facebook friends, Facebook community, Facebook clients. Love to share with you some of my favorite poems, not poems, sorry, some of my favorite quotes and principles of success. I'm just going to share my screen here right now. If that's okay with you. And you know, some of my favorite quotes and principles comes from a book called Think and Grow Rich, okay? Written by Napoleon Hill. Now, type a 1 in the comment. If you have read Think and Grow Rich, go ahead, type a 1 in the comments. If you have read it more than once, type 2. Okay? Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I am going to just head over to my Facebook and just make sure this is live. Make sure you can actually hear me. Okay, great. All right. So again, what I'm going to share with you are some of my favorite poems. I've combined it with some graphics that inspire, motivate me, and I trust that some of these will inspire, motivate you as well. And again, these are principles from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. I didn't write them. It's from the original 1937 version, 1937 classic. Okay, so here's the first principle. First principle. The starting point of all achievement is desire. I love this one. So Napoleon Hill talks about desire. So one of the principles for success is desire. And he says the starting point of all achievement is desire. I love this quote. Closed minds do not inspire courage, faith, and belief. Closed minds. My mentor once said, a mind works like a parachute. Right? A mind is like a parachute. It works better. It works better when it's open. So closed minds do not inspire courage, faith, and belief. Incredible chapter on faith. Faith, courage, and belief. Do you believe in those things? Auto-suggestions. This has to be one of my favorite quotes. Let me know if it's yours as well. What the mind of man can conceive, believe, and can achieve. Love it. What the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. First, you got to see it, right? You got to conceive it. You got to visualize it. You got to see it. You got to believe it, and then you can achieve it. Successful people. Successful people in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose, their business, or their profession. Love this. Principle of specialized knowledge is important, isn't it? Successful people in all callings. Doesn't matter if you're a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker, you're a pastor, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you're an artist, you're an actor, you're in entertainment, you're a police officer, whatever profession you're in, we have to acquire specialized knowledge. And that specialized knowledge related, I like this part, you guys, related to their major purpose. Remember our first slide? Napoleon Hill says all great achievement starts where? It starts with what? It starts with desire, purpose, major purpose. Your specialized knowledge, does it relate to your major purpose? Does it relate to your business or profession? Successful people are focused. Okay, the next one. If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank account. Wow. Talk about like, boom, getting hit with a left hook or a right hook, right? If you do not see great riches in your imagination, the thoughts are things, right? Thoughts are things. What are you thinking about? Can you think your way to riches? If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank account. Look, I'm not going to ask you to look at your bank account because I'm not going to show you my bank account, right? So what's important is you have to look at your own bank account and see for yourself, does this hold true? And how does it hold true for you? Okay? If you're happy with your bank account, you're happy with your imagination, your bank account, keep doing what you're doing. If not, then you may need to look at things differently. Knowledge. Organized planning is one of my favorite principles and chapters in Think and Grow Rich. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. Do you agree with that? Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with this? Likes, dislikes, angry faces? Let me know what you think. Organized planning. Are you an organized person? Do you have a book with lists and you check them off? Are you like me? You know, some people will jump off a building and then look for a parachute on the way down. It says knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge isn't power. Knowledge put to use is power. Right? It becomes power only when it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. Someone once said, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. Would you agree with that? Organized planning. I love this one. Decisions, 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 decisions. It says you have a mind. You have a mind and a brain of your own. Use it and reach your own decisions. Powerful, isn't it? A good friend of mine once said, decisions make champions. Decisions make champions, and champions make decisions. You know, Tony Robbins, I think he says, it's in those moments of decisions that shapes your destiny. Those moments of decisions, when you make those decisions, and that shapes your destiny. So what decisions are you making? What decisions are you making today? You have a mind and a brain of your own. Use it and reach your own decisions. Persistence. I love this one. Let me know. Type persistence in the comment if this is a principle that you are in love with as well. Persistence, persistency. There's unbelievable stories in Think and Grow Rich. My mommy runs her 50 cents. That's an unbelievable story of persistence. Right? Darby and his uncle were 3 feet from gold, but he persisted. Even though they gave up 3 feet from gold later on in life, says Darby learned to persist and to never, ever take no for an answer. And so he got into the insurance business and he became a member of the $1 Million Round Table. Evan C. Barnes, a great story of persistence and wanting to be in partnership with the great inventor, Thomas Edison. Can you think of a time when you persisted, know someone who persisted, and the incredible results as a result of persisting and never giving up? Beautiful principle, persistence. I like this one here, mastermind. Mastermind or master alliance? Do you have a mastermind? Do you have a master alliance? Let me know in the comment. Do you have a mastermind? Yes. Do you have a master alliance? Napoleon Hill says your mastermind and master alliance should get together at least once a week. Do you get together once a week? You should get together minimum once a week. Mastermind, master alliance, deliberately seek the company of people who influence you to think and act on building the life you deserve. I love this. Let me read this again. Okay. Deliberately. See, it's not by accident. It's not by happenstance. It's deliberate. Deliberately seek the company of people who influence you to think and act on building the life you deserve. The life you deserve. So many people self-sabotage themselves, would you agree? Because they don't believe that they deserve a better life. Well, I don't deserve I don't deserve it. None of my family has ever gone to college or university or higher education, so I don't think I deserve to have higher education. I don't think I deserve to live in a nicer home, in a nicer neighborhood. I don't deserve this job. I don't believe I deserve a bigger bank account. I don't deserve I can be rich or wealthy and so on. Stop those self-sabotage and limiting beliefs. Do you even know for yourself your definite major purpose and what you believe that you deserve? Okay? Deliberately seek the company of people who influence you to think and act in building the life you deserve. And I love this image here. I chose this image because Masterminds is people working together, pulling together. And one of my mentors once said, if you ever look down, never look down. Never look down at anyone unless you're looking down, reaching out with your hand. You're actually looking down and reaching out to pull somebody up. It's the only time you should ever look down. Mastermind, powerful, powerful principle. One of my favorite chapters in Think and Grow Rich is about sexual transmutation. If you haven't read this chapter, read it. If you read it over and over again. Energy. Where are you putting your energy? It says the sexual desire. Desire. The sexual desire is the most powerful desire. Right? Desire, Napoleon said, is the starting point of all achievements. Desire is so important, is it? And sexual desire creates a lot of energy. What energies are you creating? Desire. What energy are you creating? Where is your energy going? The sexual desire is the most powerful desire. It stimulates, develops imagination, the fineness of perception, the courage and the will, and the perseverance. Your subconscious mind. Wow. The possibilities of creative effort connected with the subconscious mind are stupendous and imponderable. They inspire one with all. The subconscious mind. All throughout Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about the subconscious mind. I remember my mentor once saying to me, Gordon, your mind and your subconscious mind doesn't know what's right, doesn't know what's true or what's not true. What you feed your mind, what you tell your mind goes into your subconscious mind. So be careful what you're telling your mind. Be careful what you're feeding your mind. Guard it. Guard your mind, right? Just like you guard your heart. Guard your mind. What are you feeding your mind? Because what you put into your mind is what's going to go into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind will not know what's real and what's not real. I like this one here. Money without brains is always dangerous. This is a fun slide here. Love it. I don't know where Napoleon Hill gets all these amazing quotes from, but he's got, not even quotes, but what he writes is so amazing. Right? Money without brains is always dangerous. Do you know anyone who's got money but they have no brains? Money without brains is dangerous. Today I had a friend, I saw his post on Facebook Live, and he said, look, he's in the direct sales industry, very successful, and his reminder to people were, do you even remember why you got started into this industry in the first place? And his message was, you're making money and you're still grinding 24/7. And I love the grind, I do. And his, really what he was trying to say to people is money isn't the most important thing, is it? Like, use your brains. Like, are you spending enough time with your family, as an example? Are there things that are more important than just money that you're forgetting about, right? So money is important. Money without brains is always dangerous. Wouldn't it be great if you could think and grow rich and you have money? Like, think about this for a minute. If there's a charity you wanted to support, whatever you donated last year, if you could add a 0 to that number, could it make a significant difference for someone? Of course it would. Whatever money you're making on a monthly basis right now, if you could add a 0 to that number, would that make a difference to you? If whatever your yearly income is, if you could just add a 0 to that, would that money make a difference? And when you have that money, how are you going to use it? How are you going to use it? Are you going to have enough brains to use it in a way that can help advance others? Like Napoleon Hill talks about another principle, going the extra mile, right, for others. So money without brains is always dangerous. Okay, this is pretty cool. The sixth sense. I love the sixth sense. The spidey senses tingling in your back, right? The sixth sense, the intuition. I was sharing a story earlier about when my kids were they're in their late 20s and early 30s now, but I remember when they were babies, and there was a snowstorm in Toronto, and I was babysitting the 3 of them. I think my wife was at work that day, and I was babysitting. It was my turn to babysit that day with my 3 kids, and I thought, let's take them to Grandma's house. Anybody know Anybody have a grandma? Let's take them to grandma's house, right? The kids will love grandma. They always have a great time. I can take them there and then have some free time for myself. And so I put one of them into a sled. They were young enough that they couldn't really walk the 3 blocks. That's how close it was, just 3 blocks away. One of them was in a sled that I was pulling. The other one was walking on his own, but wasn't old enough to carry another one of their siblings. I had the third one in my arms, the baby in my arms, and I started walking. I started pulling the sled. The snow was so heavy that it felt like I was pulling a refrigerator. Can anyone relate to that? I got to the traffic light. I was barely able to cross the traffic light. Snowstorm, blizzard, cold, wet. I couldn't see in front of me, and I'm like, how am I gonna pull the sled? How am I gonna have my other one grabbing my leg and the other one in my arms? I'm like, we're not gonna make it. We're gonna die out here. And you know what? Then I see the shadow walking towards me, and as it got closer, wow, it was Grandma. It was my mom. Thank goodness for moms and grandmothers, right? I had called her earlier in the day and said, we're going to be coming. I didn't tell her when we were coming. But for some reason, she had the sixth sense. It says the sixth sense is the way the infinite intelligence communicates with your creative imagination voluntarily without any effort or demands from you. There were no demands. She wasn't thinking about it. All she thought was, hey, you know what? She had the sixth sense. I'm going to put my clothes on. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to walk out there. She didn't even think about, I'm going to meet them halfway. She said, I'm just going to go meet them. And there she was, in her moment of need. There she was. She rescued us. And I would never forget that day. It was like the infinite intelligence sent this angel, right, to come and rescue us. Have you ever had a time where your sixth sense, that my intuition, my gut, follow your intuitions, follow your guts, sixth sense. All right, here's a final poem. This poem I learned from reading Think and Grow Rich as well. And it says, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find, success begins with a person's will, with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You have to think high to rise. You have to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the fastest or strongest man or woman. But sooner or later, the men or women who wins are the ones who believe they can. Do you believe you can win? I believe you can win. And I believe together we can win together. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. And I trust that some of these principles, some of these quotes from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, will inspire you as much as it has myself. Until next time, have an amazing, amazing day.